Thank you.
May I come in?
Yeah, Rajan, please come.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
sir.
Jaswant. Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Please come. So, Jaswant, please introduce yourself.
I've done my basic schooling from the.
Your full name first.
So my full name is JEENU JASWANTH Chandra. I've done my basic schooling from the coastal city of Kakinada in Andhra Pradesh. Having pursued my graduation in computer science and engineering from IIT Kanpur, I have worked for 3 years in the camera department of Samsung R&D, which included a 6-month stint at South Korea. And sir, coming to civil services, I have been allotted Indian Postal Service through CSC 21 and Railway Management Service last year, sir. And my hobbies.
Which one? Sorry, which service?
Railway Management Service.
IRMS.
IRMS.
So, from postal to IRMS.
Yes, sir.
Good.
And my hobbies are stage choreography and analytical cricket blogging.
So, what is your final name, Jaswant?
Sir, Jaswanth. I prefer to be called Jaswanth.
Jaswant.
Jaswanth.
Didn't I call you Jaswant? Jaswant.
And Jaswanth, sir, yes.
Sure. All right. So, Jaswant, what is your final aim?
Sir, wherever I want, in whichever work I do, I would want professional and personal satisfaction.
No, I want to know about your service. Like you have been moving ahead from postal to IRMS. So, what is your final goal?
I would aspire to be in the IAS. Having said that, I would be equally happy to serve in whichever service I am allotted to finally.
So tell me, you joined Indian Postal Service or you took leave there also and took the next round?
Sir, I have taken EOL.
You have taken EOL. And IRMS also same thing?
Yes.
All right. So you never actually joined. You have
For
done
2 months.
foundational course in Academy, LBSNA?
No, sir. If we are writing mains, it's mandatory to skip foundation course.
Right. So you are from East Godavari?
Yes, sir. Now it's bifurcated. So the new district is Kakinada, sir.
Kakinada. But I am referring to Godavari. So tell me, how Godavari is the lifeline for South India?
Sir, Godavari has a huge significance and is called Southern Ganga. So it is the lifeline for multiple states in South India, starting from Maharashtra, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Economically, it supports various activities, and due to its nature, it has made Andhra Pradesh the rich agricultural hub, and it also has a huge cultural significance in the lives of region and influencing the lives of people, be it the festivals associated or the cuisine, etc. So yes, sir, taking into consideration all these factors, I believe.
So despite agriculture, such good agriculture in Andhra Pradesh and which coastal state, why Andhra Pradesh still after 10 years also it remains as a state demanding for a special status?
Sir, there are a combination of reasons for it. First of all, it's not easy to cope with the loss of stable source of revenue, a huge source like Hyderabad, and having lost 2 capitals, Chennai and Hyderabad in 6 decades of time, it does have an impact on the developmental aspects. However, there are also some self-inflicted reasons, sir, like lacking consensus on the location of capital even after 10 years, or increasing social expenditure at the cost of capital expenditure. So if we correct this and you utilize AP's potential like coastline and agriculture base, we definitely can develop without a special status, sir.
You took chemistry as your optional.
Yes, sir.
Why not computer science or engineering? You had a flair for chemistry. You did. Okay, you had PCM.
Sir, computer science and engineering is not present in the list of options provided to UPSC.
All right. So you took chemistry. So tell me how chemistry indirectly is helping electronics and electrical industries?
Sir, the electronic and electrical industries also have indirect applications of chemistry. For example, in the electronics, the silicon chips, etc., we say the design, etc., uses principles of chemistry. And even in electrical, the conduction of electricity and other features do use applications of chemistry.
Why everyone is hunting, including India, for cobalt? And lithium?
Sir, they are vital in making the batteries which will be used in electric vehicles. Hence, India is pursuing self-reliance in trying to pursue self-reliance in lithium so as to reduce its dependence on China.
All right. Tell us something about, I mean, I'll make a statement on that advantages of artificial intelligence for a country certainly outscores the fears. What have you to say on this statement?
Sir, as per my limited understanding, I believe it has a potential to outscore the fears. However, it depends on the way the position the country is situated on the AI ladder of the world and its regulatory protocols which are in place. Because AI definitely has a potential to move to aid in technological development, make people employed in more creative tasks from autonomous routine tasks. However, there are also fears like privacy issues, deep fakes, cyber security issues, and dependence on other countries because of lack of control of data, sovereign control of data. So, having said this, if it's utilized right, and if a country has enough indigenous technologies on artificial intelligence, the advantages can certainly outweigh the fears.
My last question, uh, should India mediate between Russia and Ukraine to settle the war and to stop the war?
Sir, India is one of the few countries which is favorably situated to mediate between both Russia and Ukraine. However, the invitation to mediate must come from the participating countries, which so far doesn't seem to be the case. However, if given a chance, India should certainly capitalize on it and try to negotiate the end to Russia-Ukraine conflict, because it not only solves many supply chain issues for the world, but also improves India's stature in the global arena.
But have these two countries requested India to mediate?
Sir, as far as my knowledge goes, currently Ukraine foreign minister seems to be visiting India for requesting India's presence at the proposed peace summit in Switzerland. However, Russia, I'm not.
Thank you, Jashwant.
Thank you, sir.
So, good evening, Jashwant.
Good evening, sir.
So, you are a computer science engineer, right? So, how India's digital public infrastructure is shaping our economy?
Sir, I can think of 2-3 ways in which it's shaping. First is financial transactions. With India's advances in UPI and RuPay, we can have, with increased digital transactions, we can avoid tax evasions and increase revenue. Second, I can think of the governance processes which are being increasingly digitized, such as Aadhaar, etc., which can help in eliminating leakages and ensuring the vulnerable sections actually benefit. Third, the infrastructure in the social sector, be it education, health interventions, which are digital interventions, can actually create a productive future generation and help India utilize its demographic dividend. So I believe it's a good investment.
Now, what do you understand by e-waste? And can you suggest some ways to reduce e-waste?
Sir, e-waste is a waste generated from electronic components after its life cycle is over. And currently, India is the third largest producer of e-waste, and hence we need to take steps to reduce it. Sir, as far as I can think of, first, we need to focus on increasing the life cycle by ensuring right to repair, etc. Second, we can have an incentive scheme or a buyback scheme so that people are incentivized to give back the e-waste. Third, we need to invest in effective and environmental friendly recycling technologies. And fourth, we can include the civil societies to hand over old second-hand devices so that they can be handed over to vulnerable sections to bridge the digital divide.
Now, coming to electoral bonds, the data whichever is out, how do you analyze that?
Sir, as far from what I've read, the data has some question marks because some companies which are not profitable donating to various parties, or some companies being contributing to giving contributions after having a search agency after them. So yes, the links I'm sure it will be investigated in the coming days in the pursuit of those cases. If there is any quid pro quo, those will come to the surface in the coming.
Are you aware about the recent consumption expenditure survey?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not
You're not
aware of it.
aware.
I'll read
Okay.
about it.
Okay. So let's move on to other topic. Can you differentiate between a subsidy and a freebie?
So from what I can understand, subsidy is an expenditure, is a support to vulnerable sections so that they can meet their basic needs, be it food subsidy or fertilizer subsidy. However, there is a thin line with a freebie when the same subsidies are pursued not for the benefit of vulnerable sections but for electoral gains. So it can translate into freebie. So that's what my understanding is. I'll definitely read more about.
Now, my last question is from your hobby of analytical cricket blogging.
Yes, sir.
So, if we talk about Test cricket worldwide, so batting averages in the past 4 to 5 years are on decline. So, can you analyze why?
Sir, I can think of a mix of reasons. First, the pitches being made are much more bowling friendly as per the statistics in the recent years. Second, with the advent of T20 cricket, there is a lesser focus on domestic cricket, due to which some players find it difficult to adjust in the longer formats of the game. And third, the bowling standards, with the advent of data analytics, etc., the bowling standards and the average pace also went up, which also contributed to the declining averages.
So, thank you, Jashwant.
Thank you, sir.
So, Jaswanth. Jashwant.
Sir.
So, Jashwant, tell me, how is Indian Railways performing now? How would you summarize Railways performance through one single item?
Sir, for the performance of Indian Railways, it needs to be analyzed in multiple fronts. First,
No, one single item can also speak volumes about railways. So, is there any parameter used to determine railways performance through one single item?
sir, I would say socially it's performing well and using technological advances. However, the operating ratio needs to be can be much better, on which we need to work on.
So, how much is the operating ratio now as compared to last year or some previous years?
Sir, currently it is 98.7, and I think last year or the before last year it went to 107, sir. Now it has reduced again to 98.
So, what are the factors that led to railways doing better?
Sir, I'm not completely sure, sir, but if you permit, I'll try to reason from my understanding.
Yes.
First, post-COVID, there has been a resumption of passenger services, due to which the profits again went up. Second, the commissioning of dedicated freight corridors, which led to increase in freight carrying capacity. So as of now, I can think of these points. I'll surely read more about it.
I think you look into it. One more question now on cyber security. How does railway protect itself from cyber threats? What is railway's cyber security policy?
I'm sorry, sir. I'll read more about
All
it.
right,
I'm not
no
aware of
problem.
the steps.
No problem. Some people say CAA is the unfinished agenda of partition. CAA is unfinished agenda of partition. What is your opinion?
Sir, CAA can be seen as an unfinished agenda because it tries to give citizenship to minorities of the countries which were part of India before partition. So it can be seen as a view, as a step to ensure that the minorities are not facing any persecution in the other countries. So yes, in a way, I guess as per my limited understanding, I believe it can be seen as a way.
All right. Tell me about Israel-US relations as they stand today.
Sir, over the decades, Israel and US have shared a strong relationship. However, and even after the Hamas attack on October 7, US has stood firmly behind Israel However, of late seems to be slight pressure. US seems to be building some pressure on Israel to agree for a truce deal, sir. So I think that's where I
you got some Samsung Excellence Award for big data.
yes.
So what is big data? How do you define big data?
Sir, big data refers to a collection of processes which involves the collection of data, refining it, collecting actionable insights, and predicting patterns and taking steps based on the insights offered from data.
You also wrote some analytical cricket blogging.
Yes, sir.
So that's very interesting. So can you analyze this IPL that is going on? Pick up one of the most interesting matches that you think and give me critical analysis of that match. I know what match it is, but I want you to pick up.
Sir, I would pick the recent match in which SRH versus Mumbai Indians, which saw the highest ever score.
Yes.
So briefly, I would touch upon various aspects, sir. First, the inclusion of Travis Head, his form coming into it. Henrik Klassen's exploits all over the world in T20 leagues, be it SA20, etc. Hardik Pandya not involving Bumrah in the first 10 overs, which in the bowling attack, which led to the batters getting settled. And in the chase, I really admired the way Mumbai approached the chase without fear, not getting overawed by the score, but fighting till the end. So yes, overall, I believe my analysis would be centered around these pillars with additional stats going for each pillar.
So do you think Hardik Pandya's captaincy is at stake?
So personally, I don't believe it's at stake so early because Mumbai has risked significant capital in bringing Hardik from Gujarat to Mumbai and replacing Rohit from captaincy. So I do believe, and given the historic philosophy of Mumbai Indians, I sincerely believe that Hardik would be given a long rope and would most probably be the captain of the upcoming season as well.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Jaswanth, you're from Andhra Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
In Andhra Pradesh, do you think the depletion of forest cover is causing a problem to the revenue as is a fact, state revenue, but it is also creating problem for the tribals?
Sir, I'm sorry, sir. I'm not aware of the exact context of it, but
The forest resource is getting depleted in Andhra Pradesh. Do you agree with this?
sir, as per ISFR, AP saw the highest increase in forest cover last year. Yes, in some areas it might be getting depleted, be it the Red Sanders area or some areas which are getting deforested, leading to the displacement of tribals.
Fragmentation of the forest area. Do you agree with that statement? That the Andhra Pradesh, the fragmentation of forest is being carried out for developmental activities.
Sir, my knowledge is limited in this, sir. I'll try to answer.
Okay.
You-
You rightly said that Andhra is having good increase in the forest as per the forest report. Do you think that forest which has increased is a natural forest or it's not pristine forest actually? It is a plantation forest. Do you have some idea on that?
I'm sorry, sir. I'll read more about it, but definitely some schemes like Nagarvanam, which focused on urban forests, and Pachatoranam, which had plantations, contributed to the increase. So yes, sir, some portion of it would not be the natural pristine forests.
You are in the area of Eastern Ghats actually, isn't that?
Yes, sir.
Why the biodiversity is less in Eastern Ghats in comparison to Western Ghats? Western Ghats we have got very good biodiversity. Still we have not. They are also in problem, but Eastern Ghats has less biodiversity. What are the reasons?
So from the reasons at what I can think of at the moment, first can be geographical reason, because Western Ghats receive higher amount of rainfall from the southwest monsoon, due to which supports higher amount of biodiversity. Second, the forest, there are much denser forests owing to basically the elevation, etc. And third, the relatively low height of Eastern Ghats and the plain areas have allowed much more development to take place, which might have the biodiversity. So at the moment, I can think of these reasons. If there are any more, I'll be happy to study them.
Just on what is the importance in our defense for Andaman and Nicobar Island? Andaman and Nicobar Island, how it is strategically or in a defense manner, in a defense way, how it is important to us?
Sir, first, it can help us counter the string of pearls policy by China, which wants to encircle India in the Indian Ocean. Second, Andaman Nicobar can provide a stable base for India to become a net security provider in the region. Third, it can also help counter the coastal security threats by increasing surveillance in the region. So I can think of these, sir.
How India has of late enhanced the security capabilities in Andaman and Nicobar Island?
I'm sorry, sir. As far as my knowledge goes, it is looking to increase the development through Greater Nicobar Development Project. That's one step to increases.
What has been done in that Great Nicobar Development Project? What are the defense components?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm unable to recall the defense components of it. I'll read about it,
sir. Jaswant, tell me, you are from Andhra Pradesh. What are the problems that are being faced by the fishermen in Andhra Pradesh? I think fishery is a very important sector in Andhra Pradesh. It produces a lot of fish. I think the top
yes,
one.
Sir. The first topmost producer.
The topmost producer, I think.
Yes, sir.
So, what are some problems of the fishermen there in Andhra Pradesh? Can you tell me some important problems they are facing?
Sir, as far as my limited knowledge goes, first, if I talk about my area, Kakinada, there have been complaints about fishermen complaining about decline in catch due to industries releasing their industrial waste in the sea, the industrial belt of Kakinada. Second, due to cyclones, there have been frequent loss of lives, which are of fishermen sometimes, which are reported because most fishermen tend to also live on the coasts. Third, from what I've read, the small scale nature of fisheries compared to mechanized fisheries elsewhere, and the lack of cold storage facilities is also an issue.
What Government of India is doing in this regard? How this problem are getting addressed?
Sir, from what I know, I'm aware of two government steps, sir. First is the scheme Matsyakara Bharosa, which is to provide monetary incentive to fishermen when they are.
That is the state government scheme?
Yes, sir, during a no fishing period. And second, there are new fishing harbors being constructed.
Any Government of India scheme?
Sir, Matsya Sampada Yojana, which involves various components.
What are the important components, one or two?
Sir, with respect to that scheme, I'm not correctly aware, sir. But again, but overall, if I think about the overall fishery steps, creating a new department of fisheries and improving cold storage facility, etc. There, the specific steps of that scheme, sir, I'll be happy to read about it.
Okay, thank you, Jaswant.
Thank you, sir.
So, Jaswant, anything from your DAF which we may not have covered so far? Nothing. If you want, I can ask one last question.
Your wish, sir.
No, we are done. If you wish. Nothing?
Nothing.
All right. So, Jaswant, we are over with the interview. We'll call you again for the feedback. You can meanwhile be in the next room.
Thank you, sir.
Come, Jaswant. Please sit down. So, Jaswant, how did you do today? Okay. So, better than what you had given in your 2 UPSC interviews?
Okay, Simon. There are some questions which I felt I could have answered better.
Yeah. So, anyway, Jaswant, you are a very bright candidate, no doubt about it. And you have already cleared 2 UPSC exams. So, there's no reason why you should not do well. I wouldn't like to go into too many details of the questions and all. But somehow we found that you were not at your best today. You know, the kind of uh, competence you have, the kind of the brightness you have. So, few corrections I would like to mention. You have a habit of using as per my limited knowledge. Can you avoid this? The phrase coming before three four answers that you give, as far my limited knowledge goes. Why do you
Even
have
when
to?
I'm not completely sure, sir. That's why.
But it will give you give the panel the you are basically putting the uh, the burden on the panel. You don't tell me if I am not correct. It reflects on the personality in the sense that you are not sure. You can ask later on in case you are not sure, that you can straight away say, "Ki, sir, I am not sure, but can I guess? Can I make a guess?" But this particular phrase that uh, as far my limited knowledge goes. Now, why do you have to limit your knowledge? No, why do you have to give that impression of negative thing that you? Because when you tell the answer, it may turn out to be either you attempt fully or you don't attempt. Why do you put a rider from your side?
Maybe ask them, sir. I'm not completely sure, but if you permit, I'll answer based on my listening, or like how do you
See,
approach?
in most of the questions that you to use this limited knowledge thing is, it was not in terms of the actual numbers or something. That somebody may have asked you, all right, what is the total production, and then sir, I'm guessing it was 10%. This was basically some knowledge based question that you were answering. I'm not recalling.
So, for
Where
example, sir asked about the problems of fishery in Andhra Pradesh.
problem of
Problems of fisheries in Andhra Pradesh. So I'm not completely sure about the actual problems.
Sir, in my knowledge, the main problems of fisheries, as per my knowledge, fisheries have got this, one, two, three. Where is the question of even taking permission that I am guessing? So, don't use the word limited knowledge. As far my limited knowledge goes, why do you have to limit yourself? Go with the best foot forward, no. Why do you have to attach a subject to, don't blame me in case I am wrong. It is like putting the burden on the other person. You're putting the burden on the panel. If the panel says, no, no, Mr. Jaswanth, this doesn't seem to be the correct stand. So you're in your hearts of hearts, you will say, sir, I had told you that I have a limited knowledge. Why are you blaming me? So it is a weak personality, basically. The rest you can decide. Then otherwise you were good. And you were not as cheerful as one should be, during the interview. Maybe you were tired a bit or something, I don't know. So try to look more exciting and cheerful. I hope there's no fatigue which has come.
Yes.
Sure,
Yes.
that fatigue was being seen, that passion was lacking. We have seen you before. I remember having met you in some interview, mock interview. Have you? Do you remember?
Yeah. I have given online mocks last
Online,
2 years.
yeah. So, what we are not missing exactly, but I wish that this passion should remain till you achieve your final goal. You understand what I mean?
Yes, sir.
No. Let's hear other members.
So, Jashwant, overall, you have done pretty well. But what I believe that you could have done better. Potential is more. Maybe today you were not at your best. For example, I was expecting a better answer on freebies versus subsidy. You could have given an example also. Secondly, the consumption expenditure survey report is very common and it is very new. So, haven't you read at all, or you try to avoid it?
I didn't read about it. I'll read about
So, it is better actually. So,
Yes, sir.
just update with current affairs.
it. Yes. Sir.
So, see, in case of such gaps, then there will be a question mark. Okay, so just go through them. And by the way, whatever you answered were good. All the questions were good, but these content gaps you need to fill. Okay, so wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Sir.
So, Jashwant,
Sir.
Jashwant, you are good. You look a bit serious. While everything else was very good, your content, your reply, your confidence, but you look very serious. You don't have to be. No, have that confidence of having achieved two services. How many? Very few are able to do it. Third time you are going to UPSC. So, number one, confident. Don't look this serious. Bring that smile on your face. Number three, on Indian Railways, many things, general things. I am not asking you for great things, but Railways performance, one is operating ratio. So, latest figure you can quote the estimates of 23-24. Then you can talk of highest ever revenues that railway is getting, and factors which led to better performance. Bring out those couple of factors. Number one, high capital support, high capital allocation. All-time high capital allocation is coming to railways. Very good, meticulous, time-bound planning. Gati Shakti portal. So today, whatever is happening, Gati Shakti portal is playing a big role. Dedicated freight corridor, merger of budget, all right, electrification of railways, large number of projects getting completed in record time. So list out these factors. On when a question comes, what were the factors leading to this? तो ये आपको बतलाना चाहिए. साइबर सिक्योरिटी इन रेलवेज, रीड अबाउट इट. रेलवे अगर बंद हो गई तो it is lifeline. It is called lifeline of India. What will happen? What all is connected through cyber, you must know. All train movements, signaling, so many things are connected. So Internet of Things. Latest cyber security policy of 2023. Just read the gist. I am not asking you to, but you should know there is a cyber security policy. All right, you are a computer person, so usko dekh lena. Rest all you were good. I loved your reply on cricket analysis. That was really good, and CAA also was good. Just railway ko thoda sa brush up kar. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Jaswant, you are a good candidate. Okay, you've done good. In Andhra Pradesh, this fish is very important thing. Okay, it is supplying fish to everyone. So you must know a lot about fish of Andhra Pradesh. Now, the problems of the fishermen in Andhra Pradesh. The most important problem of Andhra Pradesh fishermen is finance. Number one. Number second is storage. Number three is ice plants. They don't have ice plants. Number four is quality of the fish. They don't know how to decipher the quality of the fish, the best quality of the fish to the best market. That is not there. That segregation. That segregation is not there. There are very weak, I think, I don't know so far, but as far as I remember, not good fish cooperatives are there. Fish cooperatives. All these things are being addressed by this Matsya Sampada Yojana of Government of India. There are other number of things. Natural calamity. Natural calamity is one of the most important thing for the fishermen. That is a big problem for the Andhra fishermen. Natural calamity. A lot of this water tsunami and this and that. This is one thing. As far as forestry is concerned, yes, you are right. 2021 forest survey. Andhra has the maximum number of forest increase in India. Andhra. But what has happened? The density of the forest is a issue. Suppose in 1 hectare of area, you require 1000 trees. Andhra, they are not 1000. They are less than 1000, say 900 or 800 or 700. So that density and the fragmentation due to agriculture is causing problems in those areas for the tribals. Openness, it becomes more open actually. So density is an issue actually. So these are some local things which I wanted to tell you. But otherwise, forest you may not give that much importance, but fisherman wala coastal you must give importance to that. You may be asked a number of questions on fishery sector. What government of India has done, what improvement has been carried out in those areas, coastal areas. So please do that. And once you guard yourself with the full data and figures about fishery sector in Andhra Pradesh, I'm sure you will do very well in your interview as well. Okay? All the
Thank you.
best.
Thank
So,
you.
Jaswant, any questions from your side?
Sir, how are the remaining aspects like speaking pace, etc.?
Everything fine.
Everything was fine.
Perfect. We are basically pointing out some of the things because you're so bright. Otherwise, we don't want you to take any chance of not getting into the IAS this time. The basic motive is that. And I don't know. I mean, I will have to ask you by how many marks you missed the IAS last time.
Sir, 40 marks.
4-0. So that means some mains.
Yes, mains.
Is the so you've changed the subject or what?
No, sir, I wrote this slightly better this time.
Okay,
I hope.
but your option remained the same.
Yes, the option is the same.
So with good main examination having done, I mean you must, if not maintain, you could even go beyond what you got last time. And I believe you got good marks last time.
Yes.
How much you got?
Sir, last year 182.
In the UPSC?
Yes, sir.
IRMS. When you got IRMS?
Yes, sir.
And in the postal thing?
193, sir.
180. You're 70%. Today we have given you 67%.
184.
So that is why we felt that you were not truly to your potential. You have seen your potential with 190. And I tell you something, don't take it otherwise. The first interview you got more, 70%.
Yes, sir.
Bring that passion back. Is it not? So bring that passion back. So assume that you are nowhere in the service. You're starting afresh and you will get that passion. All right? Anything you would like to ask? Anything more? All the best, Jaswant. We are waiting for your name to be seen on top.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
All the best.